One of the most haunted video game developments I've ever seen has to be The Wolf Among Us 2. I mean, you remember the first game, right? The Wolf Among Us? That gritty neon noir thing where all the fairy tale characters were hiding out in 80s New York. You played as Bigby, the sheriff, and the whole vibe was just chef's kiss. It totally nailed that dark detective story, and then it left us on a candlestick that people are still talking about a decade later. We were all desperate for more. This whole thing is a total mess, and we're going to get into it. But first, if you're into deep dives like this, hype this video up by hitting the hype button, and hey, maybe subscribe. It helps a ton. So, for years, the sequel was just a dream. The original Telltale imploded and the game got canceled. It was brutal. We all thought the story was just over. But then this new Telltale rises from the ashes and, against all odds, they announce it's back on. The hype was real. They promised they were doing things differently this time. You know, a healthier workplace, a better plan. It sounded good. But that's kind of where the good news stops and the weirdness began. First, they were supposed to release it in 2023. That obviously didn't happen. Then we find out that midway through development, they decided to completely switch engines to Unreal Engine 5. Now, for anyone who knows games, that's not a small thing. That's like building a house, getting the walls up, and then deciding to bulldoze it and start over with a whole new set of blueprints. It's a massive setback, and it meant a huge delay. And look, then the official delay comes and they say it's to avoid crunch, and you gotta respect that. Seriously, in this industry, a studio actually trying to protect its people is a good thing. But for a game that already felt like it was walking on a tightrope, hearing it was delayed indefinitely just felt ominous. Then the people started leaving. AdHack Studio, which was made up of a bunch of the original Telltale vets, the guys you'd think were the creative heart of the project, they just left. They went off and made their own successful game called Dispatch, which proves they still got the magic, but their departure from The Wolf Among Us 2 just left this giant question mark hanging over the whole thing. Then we find out that Deck 9 Games was also on the project for a bit, and then they were gone too. It's like a revolving door of talent. You start to wonder who's actually in charge of the story anymore. And since that official trailer back in 2022, it's been pretty much radio silence. I mean, absolute crickets. In all that time, we've gotten no new footage, nothing. The only thing they've shown us are six new screenshots. That's it. For a game this anticipated, that level of silence is deafening. It just screams development hell. Publicly, Telltale keeps saying, "Don't worry, it's still being worked on." But then you see reports about layoffs happening at the studio, and the whole picture gets even murkier. It feels like we're only getting half the story, and the other half is probably not great. At this point, the story of making this game is almost as dramatic as the game itself. It's this weird zombie project that refuses to die, but also shows very few signs of life. It's this constant back and forth between hope and just like total skepticism. Is it a passion project fighting against all odds, or is it a cursed production that should have stayed buried? I honestly don't know what to think anymore. What do you guys think? After all the delays, the silence, the creative shakeups, do you think there's any chance this thing actually comes out and is, good? Or is it time to just finally let it go? Let me know down below. So, that's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, stay informed, stay excited.